This is San Diego News Daily.
Hello and welcome to San Diego News Daily. I'm Michelle Medina. The election for California governor is more than a year away, but the race to win over voters is underway now. This weekend, the 6 candidates vying for the seat were in San Diego campaigning for support from a major employee union. The American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees has more than 150,000 members across the state. A few hundred were on hand for one of the first forums of the campaign season. We spoke to some union members about the qualities that they would like to see in our next governor.
Accountability. I think seeing them and hearing your message, hearing from our members directly what's impacting them in their lives today is very important.
Yes, they're politicians, and there's a lot of stigma maybe around the title, but ultimately they also have their own families, and we want them to remember that we can relate on that level.
Some candidates in attendance also stressed the importance of union participation. In June, hundreds of local healthcare workers picketed outside a local hospital to protest the layoff of 230 employees. One of the early favorites for the governor's seat is former Orange County Congresswoman Katie Porter. She spoke about that strike and the significance of making your voice heard.
Each of you, the work that you do, the wages we pay you, the benefits, the way that we treat you, it says something about whether we're investing back in California.
The field of candidates will be narrowed to 2 next June after a nonpartisan primary election. Californians will then head to the polls on November 3rd next year to determine our next governor. California's special election for Proposition 50 is 1 month away. The registrar here in San Diego says mail-in ballots are on their way to more than 2 million registered voters. Known as the Election Rigging Response Act, Prop 50 is the initiative to redraw the state's congressional lines. If passed by voters in November, state Democrats say it would counteract the redistricting in Texas.
I think everyone understands that the balance of the House of Representatives runs through California. While certainly an independent redistricting process was put in place in 2010, 2025 looks a lot different than 2010. And this is an emergency situation.
Well, the maps would be used through elections in 2030, returning to the current maps in the 2031 election cycle. A no vote would keep the existing maps, which were drawn by the voter-approved independent commission following the 2020 census. San Diego Unified says its state testing scores are going in the right direction. Official scores come out next week, but district leaders already know almost half of math testers met or exceeded the standard. The same is true for more than half of English language learners. We are still waiting to see how students tested in science, but the district says these are small steps in the right direction. State Superintendent Tony Thurman visited Burbank Elementary to celebrate the achievement.
Let's face it, kids are more than a test score. And there are many factors that go into how students perform. But we also know that this is our one measure that allows us to know how one student is doing in comparison to their same grade peers.
If a student's grades are suffering, San Diego Unified has a new data tool that shows them the issue in real time. This allows students to course correct sooner rather than having to wait for state test results. A decades-old community garden in the South Bay is set to close next month. A rally was held this weekend to try to save it. The Tijuana River Valley Regional Park Community Garden has been around since 2002. Advocates say it's been a lifeline for the community, providing people with work, produce, and a place to gather. There are more than 200 plots and micro farms on more than 20 acres of land. Last month, the Resource Conservation District decided not to renew its lease. It cited poor air quality from the sewage crisis and flooding. Community members say it was a rash decision that will have real consequences.
Here in the South Bay, it's a food desert, so we don't really have access to affordable, clean food, education about farming or gardening. And for a lot of people, this is therapy. This helps a lot of older people that have depression or people that just want to get out of their houses. It's a very valuable part of the community.
The RCD has sent termination letters to the gardeners and the farmers. They have been given 60 days to leave. While many people want to save the garden, others are pleading for more time so they can harvest the winter crops that were just planted. After California's second largest refinery burst into flames, there is concern about the impact to gas prices. This all happened on Thursday, just as the governor signed a bill approving a new blend of gas, hoping to help relieve prices at the pump. NBC 7's Jeanette Quesada takes a look at the bill and how much money it could save you.
As this new law takes effect across the state of California, many drivers are hoping to feel the relief at the gas pump.
Yeah, whatever saves people money, especially business people too.
This week, Governor Newsom signed Assembly Bill 30 into law, authorizing the sale of E15 blend in California, while the California Air and Resources Board reviews whether or not it meets the state's clean air requirements. The news comes as a relief for drivers like Andrew Norris, who spend a great deal of time on the road.
We all have families and we need to plan for the future, and it's hard when, especially in California with the taxes and everything, every little helps.
It's unclear when the new blend will be available at California pumps. We talked to the owner of this gas station on Claremont Mesa and Shoreline. He says the possibility of lower prices will help drive more customers to his gas station. Assemblymember David Alvarez of San Diego introduced the legislation. He says it's an effort to, quote, reduce the cost of gas and maintain California's commitment to a cleaner environment. According to a study conducted by UC Berkeley and the U.S. Naval Academy, the new blend could lower gas prices by up to 20 cents per gallon.
Whatever saves a few quid, as we say in England.
According to the Renewable Fuels Association, the new blend is made up of 15% ethanol and 85% gas. They say E15 is approved for use in model years 2001, which includes light-duty trucks, SUVs, and flex-fuel vehicles. Consumer Reports says ethanol is an alcohol derived from corn, making it a sustainable and cleaner option for the environment. But warns that if you're using it on a car that's not compatible, you could be causing damage to your car. Curling Robinson likes the idea of saving money, but says he would have preferred a pilot program before signing the bill into law.
You actually need some sort of data to actually understand what is some short-term data that can help you with some long-term solutions.
We reached out to the Western States Petroleum Association for comment, and they said they had not taken an official position on the bill. In San Diego, Jeanette Quesada, NBC 7.
Meteorologist Brooke Martell will have a look at the forecast right after this.
You count on breaking news.
People running in the streets, they have their kids, they have their pets.
And help preparing for the unexpected.
Small fire right now, we'll keep an eye on it.
You count on stories from your community. You count on getting different points of view.
We're still human.
And your voice being heard.
We need help.
You count on in-depth reporting.
It's a mess, and it's making people sick.
Because you know the whole story is more than just the headline. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC 7 and Telemundo 20.
Taking a look at your local weather headlines, what you can expect for today. We do have that patchy cloud cover out along the coastline. That's something we'll continue to see in the coming days. By this afternoon, those temperatures still trending right around or just below seasonal averages. We have gradual warming on tap for this upcoming week. Taking a look what you can expect if you head to the coastline for today, you can see those temperatures from the upper 60s to the low 70s heading into the afternoon. Rip current risk will be moderate, so be careful if you're getting in the water. Swim, surf near a lifeguard tower with those wave heights too, up to about 4 feet. Water temperature from the low to upper 60s. And here's a look at that hourly forecast for the mountains. Starting off pretty chilly this morning. We definitely had some 40s in the mix. We'll get into those 60s by about 9-10 o'clock. And then by this afternoon, low 70s. For your Sunday. Mostly sunny skies. It'll be beautiful up over the mountain communities. Daytime highs look like this. If you are heading towards downtown, we're closer to those mid 70s for today. And then we're ranging from the mid 70s to about the low 80s over your inland valley communities. Also with some of that cloud cover this morning, gradually mixing out heading into your afternoon. 70s over the mountains. We have upper 80s for your desert region. So this look here at your future weather pattern kind of shows the clouds getting gradually pushed away from the coastline. Wind speeds picking up a little bit more over the mountain communities, but I think we'll feel that difference more as we get into your Monday, even your Tuesday. It'll become a little bit more breezy. In terms of that Monday morning commute, increased cloud cover, that marine layer there, and you could see that could actually reach some of our inland valley communities, possibly even creating some of that drizzle or mist. More changes on the way as we get into this upcoming week. This is a look actually at Tropical Storm Priscilla way to our south. but it can have some influence on our local conditions as we get into the coming days. And I'm talking about possibly getting some rain. We're still ironing out the details of this, but you can see with this particular graphic, it is showing those chances do start to increase Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Still fine-tuning this for you, but just something to be aware of, something that we're looking ahead to for this upcoming week with those chances. 10-day forecast looks like this, though. You can see not much changes with your daytime highs at the coast, but we'll get back into those 80s this week for the Inland Valley communities. And that gradual warming, you can really see that taking place Tuesday into Friday before we back off a little bit by next weekend. Same deal will go for the mountain communities, getting back into those mid, maybe even upper 70s. And meantime, for the desert region, we're looking at some temperatures making a return to the 90s. This week. Nichelle?
All right, Brooke, thank you. A brown pelican has been released after getting months of care from SeaWorld San Diego. SeaWorld got a call from Liberty Wildlife in Phoenix about a wayward pelican in need of help. The bird was not doing well because of the summer heat. The San Diego rescue team says the bird had a foot injury requiring some treatment, but after 4 months of care, as you see, the pelican is better and now back in the wild. There's more coverage you count on at NBC7.com. You can always find us on your Roku or Samsung Smart TV app. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle Medina.